Coronado, Caliph. The fighter jets are gone from the flight deck, and in their place is a gleaming basketball court surrounded by bright green bleachers, a stark contrast to the gray, 95,000-ton Navy warship that buried Osama bin Laden at sea. Friday's historic North Carolina-Michigan State basketball game aboard the USS Carl Vinson couldn't have come at a more opportune time for a Navy facing deep defense cuts.
Officials plan to seize the spotlight to showcase the Navy and its awe-inspiring, multi-billion-dollar aircraft carriers to the more than 3 million viewers expected to watch the Veterans Day game on ESPN. The country's basketball fan-in-chief, President Barack Obama, will be on board for the game. With the war in Iraq officially over and the one in Afghanistan winding down, the military is almost certain to shrink. All branches of service are feeling pressure to tout the importance of their missions and their equipment.
Navy officials say they know a basketball game will not change the budget debate, but it can't hurt efforts to get the American public excited about their branch of service as its chiefs lobby Congress to avoid cuts that could jeopardize its future military strategies.
The role of the Nimitz-class supercarriers in modern warfare has been part of that discussion, with critics questioning whether anti-ship weapons have turned them into white elephants that are too expensive to risk losing in a war. In 2015, the Navy plans to add to its fleet the Gerald R. Ford, the lead ship of a new 3-ship class of supercarriers. Each is expected to cost about $9 billion.
Captain Bruce H. Lindsay, the Vinson's commanding officer, said viewers Friday will get a first-hand look at just how important carriers are to military operations, from sending aircraft into Iraq and Afghanistan, to supporting relief efforts during disasters such as the earthquakes in Haiti and Japan. The program will feature snippets about naval life aboard the 1,092-foot floating airport. "It's an awesome opportunity to showcase naval aviation in your Navy," he said. "The Navy wants to show Americans how their tax dollars are being spent," said Rear Admiral Dennis Moynihan, the Navy's chief spokesman.
"It's their aircraft carrier, they have paid for it," Moynihan said. "They are the shareholders, and it's important they understand how we are spending those dollars in the Navy. It is sort of a report to shareholders."
Critics say the United States now has too many carriers, and the Navy can do the same missions with smaller, more economical vessels. "With 11 carriers, the U.S. Navy has more than the rest of the navies on the planet combined," said Christopher Preble, a Navy veteran and foreign policy expert at the Cato Institute. "Most are Nimitz-class vessels, the world's largest warships. The amount of money needed to build a carrier could be used to build more than a half-dozen destroyer ships," Preble said.